She told me she was pregnant, but it wasn't mine, so I sent a condolences card. I'm still in disbelief as I write this. Just days ago, I was planning a weekend trip with my girlfriend. Now I'm sitting alone in my house, reflecting on how quickly your world can unravel. I'm Ryan, 32 years old. I had been dating Amanda, 29, for 3 years. We lived together in my house. We'd had talks about engagement, looked at rings, talked about the future, all of it. Or so I thought. Then came Monday morning. Around 10 a.m., I was in the middle of a work meeting, phone on silent, when I noticed a buzz. I checked during a quick break. A message from Amanda. "Ryan, I'm pregnant, but it's not yours, it's Kevin's. I'm so sorry. We need to talk." Kevin, her coworker, the one she always seemed to be working late with, the one I had an uncomfortable feeling about. I guess my instincts weren't so paranoid after all. Weirdly, I wasn't immediately angry. It felt more like I'd stepped into a slow-motion scene. My body was calm. My mind was already thinking several steps ahead, like a chess game. Once my meeting wrapped up, I walked back to my desk and opened her contact. My response? Well, congratulations to the father then. Then I blocked her number. No further conversation, no arguments. She'd made her decision. She delivered her message. That was the end as far as I was concerned. Next move? Kevin. I knew his full name, and he worked in another department of the same company as Amanda. I looked him up on LinkedIn. Yep, the guy I'd seen her laughing with at the last work barbecue. Found his office address. Bingo. On my lunch break, I stopped by a card shop. Picked out a sympathy card, not a baby card, a sympathy card. Wrote inside, "To Kevin, heard about your upcoming new responsibility. My condolences. Ryan." Had it couriered to his office. Urgent delivery. Petty? Possibly. But deeply satisfying? Absolutely. Back to logistics. Amanda had been living in my house for the last year and a half. Everything, mortgage, utilities, lease, was in my name. She had no claim to the place. Most of the furniture? Mine, long before she moved in. I left work early and got to work on the house. Step 1, changed all the locks. New deadbolts, new keys, security and peace of mind. Step 2, packed her belongings. Her clothes, her shoes, her makeup collection that could rival a department store. Every little decorative piece she had sprinkled around the house. All neatly boxed and labeled. I didn't feel rage, just cold, clinical efficiency. She'd dropped a bomb on our life, I was just clearing the rubble. Her usual return time was around 6 p.m. I set the boxes by the door and waited, and right on schedule, ding-dong. My doorbell cam lit up. She looked confused at first, then angry, fumbled with her keys, tried to call, realized she was blocked. Then came the banging. "Ryan! Ryan! Open the door! What's going on? My key doesn't work!" I waited a few minutes before opening the door just slightly, with the chain still latched. "Ryan, thank God! My key! It's not your key anymore, and this isn't your home anymore." "What? Don't be like this. I said I was sorry. It was a mistake." "A mistake? You slept with someone else and got pregnant. That's not a mistake. That's a choice." Her face dropped, then turned red. "You can't do this. I live here." "You don't. Your name isn't on anything. Not the deed, not the bills, not the lease. You were a guest. That visit has ended." Her phone rang. She glanced down at it, a look of panic spreading across her face. "Kevin just called me. He's freaking out. What did you do? He said he got some weird card at work. Just sent my congratulations. Thought it was appropriate." "You're a jerk, Ryan. This isn't fair." "No, What's unfair is what you did. Your stuff is packed. You can arrange a pickup. Email me a time. You'll have 30 minutes. She began crying. Maybe real, maybe fake. I didn't care. Where am I supposed to go? I don't have anywhere. I believe Kevin has some new obligations. Maybe he can help. Then I closed the door. She kept knocking for a while. Eventually, she left. The emails started soon after, from a new address, since I'd blocked her old one. At first, they were tearful, apologetic, then demanding. I put effort into that home. I picked out the shower curtain. Amazing. A curtain and a coffee pod holder. Blocked. Then her friend Melissa tried. Ryan, Amanda's a wreck. You can't just toss her out. She's pregnant. That's not my responsibility. She made a mistake. She still loves you. She made a choice, and she can love someone else now. Blocked. Then her mother, Carol, began calling. Voicemails left on my work number. Ryan, Amanda's devastated. She's expecting. You have to help her. Let her stay. Help her get on her feet. The audacity. As if I'm supposed to raise another man's child because Amanda decided to betray me. One more email came in from Amanda, a new address again, demanding I pay for her hotel, claiming I owe her a relationship severance for her emotional labor. Marked it as spam, boxes still untouched by the front door. 3 days later, she finally arranged for Melissa to pick up her things. I agreed to a time, Wednesday, 2 p.m. Melissa showed up alone, looking like she'd bitten into a lemon. She's too upset to come. The agreement was pickup, not emotional therapy. You're unbelievable. She's pregnant, and you're making her friend do all this? She picked the wrong moving service. I'm not lifting a finger. Melissa dragged the boxes out one by one, making a big show of it. Then, on her last trip, she thought you were the one. Kevin was a stupid mistake. She was going to try to pass the pregnancy off as yours. Pass it off? Wow, that's bold. She was scared. She loves you. Number she loved the security I gave her. There's a difference. I shut the door and blocked Melissa again for good measure. Then the money games began. On Friday, I got a call from my bank. Suspicious activity on an old credit card, the emergency one Amanda had access to. I had forgotten she still had that card in her purse. She'd tried booking a pricey hotel suite, then attempted to buy a $1,500 purse. The bank caught it, flagged the card, canceled. Not only was she trying to find a place to stay, she was trying to maintain the lifestyle she no longer had access to. Then the fallout of the sympathy card began to emerge. Word got around through mutual contacts. Turns out Kevin was married. Yep, I wasn't just cheated on. Amanda was also the other woman. Apparently, the card created chaos in Kevin's world. His wife found out. His office knew. Kevin blamed Amanda. Shocker. He's not interested in being a father. He wants a paternity test and is trying to dodge financial responsibility. Amanda's now back at her parents' place after being kicked out of Melissa's. Apparently, she was a nightmare to live with. Entitled, demanding. Shocking, I know. Carol, Amanda's mother, tried one last time. She called my office, pretending to be from my bank to get past the receptionist. I picked up. Ryan, she's struggling. Kevin's abandoned her. She's depressed. Can't you help her just a little? Carol, you received a cease and desist from my lawyer. Further contact will lead to legal action. Do you understand? 2 months later, the dust has settled. That call from Carol was the last I ever heard from them. After Amanda's false theft report to the police didn't work, I had my lawyer send a cease and desist to Amanda, Carol, and Melissa. Included were receipts, documentation, photos of the boxes, a clear timeline, and a very firm warning. All contact stopped. Finally. The sympathy card turned out to be more effective than I ever imagined. According to one acquaintance, it was the final nail in the coffin. Kevin felt humiliated. Amanda blames me for ruining her chances with him. Incredible. In the end, it wasn't a grand revenge plot. Just calm, firm decisions, logical actions. She chose another man. Now she's dealing with the reality of that choice. My house is peaceful, clean, slowly redecorating, turning it fully into my space. Sometimes justice doesn't need fireworks. Sometimes it just means letting people deal with the mess they made. 1 year later, a quiet life and one last message. It's been a little over a year since the day my world went up in smoke. I didn't plan on posting an update. I thought the chapter was closed, and for the most part, it was. But something happened recently. Small, but enough to bring it all back and remind me just how far I've come, and just how far some people refuse to move on. My life these days? It's quiet, peaceful. I've leaned into the solitude. There's a certain calm in knowing the only drama in my life is whether to add another bookshelf to the study or finally finish repainting the guest room. I sleep better. I smile more. I trust slower. Amanda has been a ghost. The cease and desist held up. No emails, no calls, no door knocks. But ghosts, they don't always stay buried. 2 weeks ago, I got a letter. Not a legal one, not even from Amanda. It was handwritten, no return address, just my name and house number. I opened it. Inside was a single page, written in careful cursive. Ryan, I know you probably don't want to hear from me. I know I messed up beyond words. I don't expect forgiveness. But I just wanted to tell you that I had the baby. It's a girl. Her name is Mia. Kevin is completely out of the picture. He never stepped up, never acknowledged her. I just wanted you to know I understand why you walked away. And I'm sorry, Amanda. That was it. No request, no plea. Just a statement. I stared at it for a long time. Not with sadness, not with regret, just numb acknowledgement. I folded it back up, slid it into a drawer, and went back to sanding down the hallway trim. I didn't reply. I won't. Because closure isn't always about confrontation. Sometimes it's just about choosing not to open the door again, no matter how gently someone knocks. I thought that was the end. Until 3 days later, I ran into Melissa. Grocery store. She looked surprised, a little awkward. I gave a polite nod, tried to keep moving. Ryan, wait. I sighed, turned around. She really is sorry, you know. I know that probably doesn't matter. I shrugged. It doesn't. She's different now. I laughed. Not cruelly, just tired. Maybe. But I'm not interested in checking. She's working again, living with her parents still, but she's trying. Good. I hope she becomes the mother her daughter needs. That's what matters now. Melissa nodded. I walked away. As I loaded my groceries, I thought about the irony. Amanda wanted everything: love, stability, fun, freedom. In the end, she lost all of it. Me? I just wanted honesty. Now, I have peace instead. The house is fully mine now. Every room reflects my taste. No more traces of her. I started seeing someone recently, slowly, carefully. She knows my story, not all the details, but enough to understand that I'm cautious. She respects that. We spend quiet evenings reading, cooking together. She laughs at my bad jokes, doesn't flinch when I talk about trust. She just listens. It feels solid. No fireworks, just a steady flame. And if it ever gets serious, I know I'll walk into it with eyes open. Not with blind trust, but with earned confidence. To anyone reading this who's going through something similar, stand firm. You don't owe anyone your peace. You don't have to clean up their mess just because you used to love them. The fallout isn't your responsibility. Amanda made a choice, and now, so have I. I choose silence. I choose peace. I choose me. That, my friends, is the real happily ever after. 3 years later, the ghosts always return. It's been 3 years now since that morning text flipped my life upside down. 3 years since Amanda dropped that ticking bomb in my lap, and I diffused it the only way I knew how, calmly, decisively, and completely. Most days now, I forget about it entirely. I've moved on. The house is my sanctuary. My life is my own again. But as life has a way of doing, it threw one last curveball. A few weeks ago, I got a call from an unknown number. Normally, I don't pick up, but something told me to this time. I was in line at a coffee shop, scrolling through emails when the screen lit up. Hello? Silence. Then, Ryan? I froze. That voice. Amanda. I didn't say anything. I know you probably don't want to hear from me. I'm not even sure why I called. I wanted to say something. Still, I stayed quiet. It's been 3 years. Mia is 2.5 now. Kevin never stepped up. His name's not even on the birth certificate. My jaw clenched, but I didn't hang up. I've done a lot of thinking, a lot of growing up. I'm not calling to ask for anything, I've never stopped feeling ashamed of what I did. Not just the betrayal, but how I tried to force you to carry the consequences. No apology can ever fix betrayal, but I could hear the weight in her voice. Maybe it was real this time. Maybe not. I didn't care. I've been seeing a therapist. I've had to. I was in denial for a long time, still living in a fantasy world where someone would save me. I finally spoke. It's not my job to save you, Amanda. It never was. She exhaled. I know. I see that now. There was a pause. Mia asked me the other day if her daddy is a hero. I didn't know what to say, so I told her the truth. She doesn't have one. Just a mom who made some really bad choices but is trying to do better. I didn't reply. I just stared at the floor. I wanted you to know that. I get it now. You did the right thing. You were the only adult in that whole mess. I wish I could undo it, but I can't. Another pause. Then she whispered, Goodbye, Ryan. The line went dead. I stood there for a moment, then ordered my coffee. Black. Just how I like it. I haven't heard from her since. Later that night, I told the woman I'm dating, her name's Claire, about the call. First time I'd talked about Amanda in months. Claire listened without judgment, held my hand. She sounds broken, she said. Yeah, I replied, but I'm not. Not anymore. Claire and I have been serious for a while now. No games, no drama. She's kind, steady, smart. She doesn't compete with my past. She just helps me write a better future. We're talking about moving in together. We've even started looking at engagement rings, this time for real. Sometimes I look back at the man I was when Amanda's text came through. Stunned, betrayed, holding the pieces of a life he didn't break. And now, I'm whole. People say revenge is sweet, but they're wrong. Closure isn't loud or messy. It's quiet. It's peace. It's being able to hear a ghost from your past and feel absolutely nothing. I won't lie. Part of me will always remember the lesson Amanda taught me the hard way. But I'm no longer angry. I don't need to be. That chapter closed itself. And as for Amanda, I hope she keeps trying. For her daughter's sake, that child didn't ask for the wreckage she was born into, but that story's no longer mine to carry. This is the final post. No more updates, no more flashbacks. Just a man, finally free, sipping his coffee on a quiet Sunday morning, with a life he built on his own terms. And that's more than enough. Thank you for watching Story. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell for more real-life stories.